Hello, Peter here, and today I'm going to give you a masterclass on pop-ups, and really, I'm going to show you what works. And I want to start with the worst pop-up of all inside this list, and it's this one right here, okay? And after this one, we're going to go over to the best one, so you can understand what to do and what not to do. So, the very first thing I want to talk about in this pop-up is the fact that the person that made this is asking for two things at once: the email address and the phone number. Never do that. Always ask for one at a time. Specifically, first the email and after that the phone number. Okay, so that's the first thing. And honestly, if they just ask for the email address, the conversion rate on this would improve by a lot. Yeah, a significant amount. Okay, but still, this is generally speaking a pretty bad pop-up. I don't want to be bad or rude, but yeah, it's just the truth. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is that I would remove this image completely, and I would make the offer or the opt-in page, whatever you want to call it, basically this on the center. A good example: this is on the center. This is on the center. You get the point, right? Just make the offer the main thing and make it on the center. If you put it on the center, it's going to convert better, okay? Believe it or not, this is science. Especially when it comes to huge brands like this, okay? Like the smallest tweak makes a huge change, okay? For example, 1% in conversion rate on a brand this big, it's huge, okay? So that's the second thing. The third thing is I would remove this and I would just put the logo, and I would remove this text. This is not even copy, this is text entirely. So logo, and allow 15% off, email address, and claim discount. I think claim discount. Claim discount is my favorite, which surprisingly, the best pop-up on the list objectively has claim discount on the second step, because the first step is a quiz. So there's actually a big difference here. This is a full page, the other one is a pop-up. You gotta A/B test which one works the best for your brand, but generally speaking, what's popping or what's working the best right now is full page. And even this one specifically, like, this is really good, I'm not gonna lie, but even this one has room for improvement. And the first thing I would do here is I would remove the X, and I would put a no thanks, I'll pay full price right below this button, okay? No thanks, I'll pay full price, or something along the lines of that, okay? That works really well. And this is basically a button, but it would look like just text, okay? Like this, okay? The second thing I would do is I would just put three options: mild, medium, and hot. I will remove hottest. And the reason for that, it's because of the trinity of marketing, right? The number three or three options is basically the sweet spot. Even for bestsellers, for emails, and really anything when it comes to marketing, 3 is usually the best option. 4 is acceptable. 2 is pretty good as well, depending on what you're asking. But more than 4, it doesn't really matter what the quiz is. It's probably not a good idea, because generally speaking, the more options you have, the more likely the viewer is not going to pick one, okay? And the last thing I would do is okay, how am I going to word this? So forget about the copy aspect, but I'm specifically talking about the size of the copy. So here I would switch just to create a triangle effect, and I would put this on. Okay, so this text size on top and this text size below. I would basically switch, and the copy would obviously be different. This is to create the triangle effect, and this is a psychological marketing trick that simply just works. And again, brands this big, like, changes like this makes a huge difference. Now, I think if I were to make the changes I just mentioned in this pop-up, it would have maybe performed between 1 to 3%. Honestly, it doesn't sound that much. maybe 3% is too much, 1 to 2%. It doesn't sound that much, but on brands that are, this big, it makes a difference, okay? Huge difference. So yeah, that's basically that. The other thing I want to talk about here, and you're probably still scratching your head, but why shouldn't I use an image either on the left or right side? So the reason for this, it's because, like I said, the offer needs to be on the center, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't use an image. In fact, I recommend you to use images like this, just to have the pop-up have that or your brand vibe, right? And you can see that in 4 of the pop-ups here, they actually doing that. One image here, one image here, one here, one here. And you can notice that it's always on the same spot, right? Here, 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 here. This is what works. And, people just do what work, basically. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the entire thing. Hope you liked this video. And if you're an e-commerce brand and you're looking for help and for time, because this takes a lot of time to manage, specifically the entire e-commerce email marketing system. And if you're looking for someone to crush for you, you are in the right place. I'm not going to talk about results because that would take me a long time, but this is something I like to do. I'm not going to say I'm obsessive about it. I probably am. But yeah, it's something I like to do, and I know how to do it, and I know what works. So yeah, if you're interested, click the link below on the pinned comment. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. I wish you an amazing rest of the day. Thank you.